If you're new here, my channel is all about manifestation and conscious creation, but through the lens of Neville Goddard's work. His work is profound and he really aligns everything to scripture. So a lot of what I do here, it's going to expand, it's going to grow. So definitely subscribe to my channel. But what I am teaching is what I'm calling the new alignment. My mission is to align the New Testament, the New Age, the New Thought Movement, and the New Earth. All of those concepts into one. Because when you really break it down, every spiritual paradigm that's striving to help you have less suffering, right? Every spiritual paradigm that is helping you change your life, all of it has one common denominator, and that is the law. That is what's taught in the Bible. The law is how consciousness works, right? It's the law of how energy and consciousness works. So one of the greatest things that you need to really understand when it comes to Neville's work, and it's going to change everything for you when it comes to conscious creation and changing your life and getting your desires manifested out in the 3D world. The biggest concept, this is the biggest one. Are you ready? Creation is finished. So what does that mean? What does it mean that creation is finished? So this is huge because I love to binge near-death experience videos. I've binged thousands of them over the years. And I see all the common denominators in the stories. Every story is slightly different, but there are common denominators. And one of the biggest common denominators, well, two things I want to say. One is that time doesn't exist on the other side. Once you leave that 3D physical body, your consciousness is still there. You don't die, right? It's just the body that goes away, right? So your consciousness is still alive and well, but you start to realize that there's no time. So another common denominator in the NDEs is the records. People going to where the records are. So what are the records? So think of it as this huge, enormous heavenly library where every single thought and event and experience and story exists. Every single potential timeline. So here in the 3D world, you playing your character in your Earth movie, right? You have this kind of perception that time is real, that there's this past and there's this present and there's this future. So we're seeing everything in linear time, right? And we're also seeing it as if it hasn't happened yet and we need to go make it happen. That's what we think manifesting is. When we kind of talk about the secret, kind of the manifesting tips that are a little bit more on like a little superficial level, they're not the PhD level, which is what I feel Neville kind of brings to the table. When you see it that way, it's very like, I really want this thing and I'm just going to do all these techniques to help make it happen. But this new perception, this new way we're going to talk about today is going to change the way you manifest. You have to see it as creation is completely finished. Every potential timeline, anything that could happen in this world, if you can think it, it is already done. It's already been created. It's in the records, right? Time doesn't exist. It's already done, okay? All we're doing is we're activating it with our awareness. Technically, you could say that this is what the Bible talks about when it comes to faith and having faith beyond what you can see, with your physical eyes. Just knowing that it is finished, it is done, it is real, it exists. Creation is already finished. It's already been created. If you can think about it, it's already real. That's why you have a desire for it, right? So it's already done. So now all we're doing is we're activating it. We're putting it into our awareness. So I would say that this is the hardest part, right? Because we could also activate the opposite of it. We could activate the fear version of it, right? So when we want something, we, at the very same time, we could also be activating the timeline where we don't get it, right? So it's not about, can this happen? It already happened. It already happened. It's already in the records. Creation is finished. It's already done. But it's about that mind mastery, that disciplines of mind to be able to focus on that timeline, that specific desire, that specific circumstance or storyline. I want to give you some tips on how to work with this concept of creation is already finished. So right now, I want you to think about something that you truly, deeply desire, that you see yourself in the future having that. Right now, here's the kicker. Right now in this moment, as you watch this video, you could be in the depths of depression and despair and feeling like it's never going to happen, right? So here's the thing you want, and then you have your feeling about it. And it's okay. It is okay if you feel negative about it. Or maybe right now, as you think about the thing you desire, you're feeling stoked, you're feeling excited. That is obviously very, very important. As they say, feeling is the secret, as Neville always says, right? Feeling is the secret. So I think step one of that, as Abraham Hicks talks about, is that emotional guidance system, knowing where you're at in relation to your desire, right? But I want you to take that desire and I want you to think about it actually happening, okay? And I want you to think about, if it were to actually happen, how would you think about yourself right now? What would be the concept of yourself within that storyline unfolding, the thing you want? The storyline is unfolding, the thing you want, okay? What would be your concept of self when it comes to that thing that you desire? Now, if you are totally off alignment and you are feeling so depressed about this, like as I'm saying these words, you're thinking, it's never going to happen. Like, that's not me. And you're like literally aware of the very opposite of that, right? So your self-concept right now could be that you suck. So if that's the case, I really, truly advise that you need to neutralize this experience. You need to go into that space of nothingness, that space of the I am, right? So if you need to do that, that's completely okay. All you're going to do is you're going to go into meditation. And I truly believe that when we let go and we go into that space of meditation, that is when we can really start to work our way back to the excitement of the desire, okay? But if you are feeling excited, about the desire, I want you to start being aware of being the self, having a concept of self in that wish fulfilled, because it's about the consistency of the awareness of the new you. That is what it's all about. That is what is meant in the Bible about that you're made anew. You're made anew with Christ, right? You're made anew because when you take that consciousness, that Christ consciousness, that I am presence within you, the kingdom of heaven within you, and you put it, that awareness, onto the you that has what you desire, there is absolutely no way that it can't be fulfilled because creation is already finished, right? So it's about the persistence of that awareness. Talk to you tomorrow.